Follows the conception of the SOE, which is the Special Operations Executive. And this was a bunch of chaps that Winston Churchill put together, unbeknownst to the entire sort of rest of the British government, to undergo certain operations in which needed highly classified individuals to accomplish things that would steer the war into more of a, I suppose, a British kind of, I don't know.
Up to that point,
I know I was doing pretty well, wasn't I?
Brilliant answer. And I was so happy that I'm doing EPK with you, because that is just on point. But yeah, it was like more to steer the war into a different direction. Like these guys were a pinnacle point of a really scary time.
When you go meet Guy for the first time, it's not to talk about the film, it's to talk about just general things. If you're not going to be a pain in his butt on the movie or sort of mess with other people's sort of vibes, so it's a vibe check. When you go see Guy for the first time, it totally is a vibe check, and
it's like seeing the headmaster.
Yeah, and we're lucky to have, you know, individuals, actors who have had amazing careers and super successful and very different, and sort of put together. And there's not a single ego, there's not a single kind of moment where we've been waiting for somebody. It really has been a huge kind of family and a massive camaraderie. So I think that's what shines on screen. And I think a lot of people watching will be like, oh my God, I wish I was like, you know, a part of that bad bunch, because they look like they're having fun, and we are. That's the great thing. We're having so much fun on set.
Yeah, and I to add to that, like, yeah, there's that amazing friendship that's formed when you are, you know, working together, creating art, being creative. But where I go back to the steering of a narrative that Guy creates is that the characters that he forms, and it really is him forming these characters and kind of letting you run a little bit with it, but there's like a guideline that he creates individuality, you know, a unique individuality between each character that kind of bonds and gels with the other. Yeah, that also adds this layer of like friendship, but unique friendship, which yeah, it's very fun. He knows everything that is going to be shot, he knows everything that's going to happen, he knows the dynamic, but I think he creates the spontaneity for you as an actor. So when I saw Henry Cavill first, and kind of he expressed to me on Man from U.N.C.L.E. how this process worked, and then I saw Henry, and I kind of was not freaking out, but I was definitely looking for some, I guess, support. But Henry explained, he said, you know, don't worry, it's a very liberating experience, and it really has been. It's been like the most creatively liberating experience of my career, to walk on and to kind of be thrown into this dynamic, not just you, but everyone thrown into this dynamic of spontaneity.
I think it's also, it lends itself to
filmmaking,
not being bogged down
Yeah.
by preconceptions of what you imagine a character to be like, or imagine a script to be like, and you're creating it as you go with everybody. It's a very
it's a freeing experience.
Absolutely, and it's so, you know, everybody has their say, everybody can make a suggestion, and if the suggestion's good, Guy will be like, that's great, we'll keep that in. If it's bad, then you're like, and that's not it.
And the construct of the script kind of remains the same, but what's interesting is there's never been a day, or there's never been a scene that we've ever walked away that we haven't gone, that's 1,000 times better than what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you don't understand it at that point in the morning, but like this trust that we've all built towards one another, walking away at the end of the day, you feel liberated, you feel genuine, you feel completely terrified the whole day and like a nervous wreck. But at the end of the day, it's that feeling of like accomplishment, and to have that on a movie of this magnitude every single day, and creatively walking away and feeling fulfilled is it's a kudos
Special.
to die. Yeah. Very rarely do you, before you start a project, receive a beautiful email, kind of, showing his leadership in a very humble way.
An email.
Of course you got an email.
What do you mean?
Did you not get an email?
No.
No, you get.
I was like, see you on set. That's it.
No.
It's true.
It is. He sends. No, I was really.
He signed off with XX.
No, he sent a really beautiful email being like, "Look, I'm really excited for us to come together," and it just sets the tone as he's the.
Sounds exactly like my email. Copy pasted. That guy. Just copy pasted all our emails. No. And on a set, leadership starts from the top. So when you're sort of the lead and number one, there is this sense of responsibility, and you set the tone for the rest of the actors. And what a tone Cavill sets, because he is just an absolute gentleman.
Alan's a big gentle giant.
He's a softie.
He's also so intelligent, so articulate, multi-talented.
He's an amazing father to boot.
Yeah.
Which is something both you and I kind of. We have 2-year-olds, and he has a clan of 3 boys. And they're so well, kind of just good kids. So he's a testament to it.
We're on the boat. We're like a couple of miles out to sea, and we're all doing the scene, and in between takes, Alan is downstairs with a guitar, writing music, and that just shows you a little bit of an insight of who this man is, because you have this facade of, he's 6'5", 240 pounds of muscle, but he's such a gentle soul and so creative, and
He's got a man crush on him.
Yeah, I do have a man crush. Him and Cavill. Hero can't stand. Pain in the ass. Why it's important to tell a story like this is that stories have been told before like this, but I think that when you have, and I know this sounds cliche to say, when you have Guy Ritchie at the helm of a story like this, you can look at a painting 1,000 different ways, and there's been many war dramas, political dramas, but when someone is at the helm, and giving a different spin on a narrative that is exciting and enthralling, and I think it changes the way that we experience something that we've seen, or a narrative we've seen many times before. But saying that, this narrative in this time setting, we were talking about this the other day, I don't think we have seen. I think
we were trying to come up with comps, and it was Saving Private Ryan meets Snatch. And that's a film that I want to watch. People have to watch this movie because it's going to be a franchise. This movie is just far too good not to have us all back together again. And I think people are going to be like, holy moly, this is going to be a lot of fun, seeing where all these characters go. We have Heron, Marjorie, Gus, Lassen, Freddie, Alex, the Apple Yard Man. But there's just, it's just such a vibrant bunch of characters, and Guy brings out the best of that. And there's no better character builder than Guy Ritchie. And it's just one of those films that you're rooting for all of us. We'll just throw out adjectives.
Okay.
And I'll start.
Okay.
So the film that people are going to be watching is something exciting, action-packed,
chic,
funny,
fashionable,
worldly.
You're going to win this one. I feel like I'm on countdown.
Come on.
Sexy?
Yeah. I'd say that.
Yeah. Especially when Alan's at the helm of the boat, shirtless,
Oh yes, Jean-Paul Gaultier.
pulling rope.
Also, I would say a little bit bloody.
Yeah.
There might be some blood.
Yeah.